Hi, my name is Holly Lavoie, and I am the Program Coordinator for South Carolina INBRE. I would like to tell you a little bit about some of our pilot projects. In particular, I'd like to tell you about our Cures Award for courses related to undergraduate research experiences. Our three types of pilot project awards for faculty are our Cures Award, our Launch Award, and our BIP Award. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the Cures Award. First of all, I'd like to tell you how to submit. What you will need to do is submit a letter of intent through the link on our SC INBRE funding website tabs. Letter of intent deadline is March the 3rd by 5 p.m. If you even think you might want to apply for one of these awards, go ahead and submit a letter of intent. It's non-binding. You just need the title of your proposal and up to 4 sentences about what the proposal is about. Mainly, we're just interested in seeing that the topic is biomedically related. After you submit a letter of intent, you'll follow the guidelines on the website in preparing your proposal, and that proposal will be due in its complete form with a signed cover sheet April the 4th by 5 p.m. Again, through a link on the South Carolina INBRE funding tab website for pilot project funding. We will award 4 pilot projects for faculty to our primarily undergraduate institutions in the INBRE network and 3 pilot projects to our comprehensive research universities in the INBRE network. So let me tell you a little bit about our CURES, or course-based undergraduate research experience pilot project. This is a project for $15,000 for 1 year to enable the faculty member to create or revamp an existing course for the purposes of teaching undergraduates in research. This is not your typical lab course. This is a course where you should design it so that students can essentially generate data for you to get a publication with them or to submit grant applications. They should be very focused projects so that the student can complete them in the amount of time given. What should be part of that student's learning experience? I've listed several components here. There should be project planning where the student learns about the background about the scientific project and what the goals of the project are. They should be able to create a hypothesis and design an experiment to answer that hypothesis. There should be hands-on data collection by the student with supervision, and then the instructor should help them with data analysis and interpretation. And we suggest that there's some type of scientific reporting, such as a written report, if they can have a poster presentation or oral presentation, or both. Your course could be 1 or 2 semesters long, and these pilot projects require a scientific advisor, preferably someone who is familiar with this type of course development that can help guide you through the process. The best place to learn more about our pilot project programs is on the South Carolina INBRE website. Under our funding tab, there's the DRPPRP for the research projects and the DRPPPP for our pilot projects. So if you click on the pilot projects, it'll take you to a description of our programs and also give you information on how to prepare your proposal. To give you more information about eligibility and the other requirements for the proposal, there is a link to the form pages, but the research plan of the proposal doesn't actually require a form and can be done in your word processor. So although these projects can be renewed for a second year through a competitive process, you want to make sure you write your proposal for a 1-year period of time. And under proposal instructions, you will find the pages that are required, and underneath proposal instructions, you'll have some additional forms that are required, like the BioSketch form. And make sure that you have all of these components listed in your proposal, and please pay attention to any page limits that are provided. If the proposal says up to 6 pages, that means it can be up to 6 pages. It could be 5 pages, 4 pages, however long you think you need to make that proposal to present your project. Because these projects are only for a year, human subjects research will not be allowed. And this is because it takes a long time to get any human subjects research approved by NIH, which is our funding institution. However, you might have human samples or use human cells that don't qualify as human subjects research, and you can determine this by clicking on the link that's under the Human Subjects tab of our funding page and following it to the flow chart below. I've just showed you a little piece of the flow chart here. You can work your way through that flow chart to determine if the samples or materials that you're using are human subjects research or not. So if it's not human subjects research, it's okay. If you plan to use vertebrate animals as part of developing your course or in this CURES experience, that needs approval from your IACUC committee at your institution, and we really strongly suggest, if you don't already have that approved when you're applying, make sure you get that approval or application in as soon as possible so you can have approval, because we will have a deadline of July 18th for any vertebrate animal usage, and that will require approval letter from your IACUC committee. So what happens to your application once it's submitted to INBRE? It's going to be initially screened by our administrative core, make sure the required elements are there. Then it will go out for review by a panel of scientists. So usually each proposal gets 3 reviewers that will fill out a review form and score your proposal. These reviews are then collated by my office, and they are sent to our INBRE External Advisory Committee, who will review the comments of the reviewers. They'll do their own review, and then they'll make recommendations as to who should be funded. And then you will fund those individuals that have the top scoring proposals. You will be notified by the INBRE Program Director, Dr. Edie Goldsmith, as to whether your project has been recommended for funding to NIH or not. And then all applications that are recommended for funding need to be approved by NIH before funds are released. If you have any questions about general formatting or proposal submission, you can contact John Clarkson, our INBRE Business Manager, at this email address. If you have additional questions about the proposal, you can email me. I can tell you whether your topic will fit the criteria. It's very important that there be that biomedical link to the research, because our funding agency is NIH and they are interested in biomedical research. Good luck with your proposal.